Are you a professional woman who wants to create passive income streams and financial freedom through real estate investing? Join us here on Real Estate Investor Goddesses, hosted by Monick Halm. Listen to women who are rocking it in real estate investments as they share their stories of success, failures, and best advice in real estate investing. Start creating real wealth through real estate. Tune in today. Here's your host, real estate investor, syndicator, and developer, Monick Halm.
Welcome to the Real Estate Investor Goddesses podcast. I'm your host, Monick Halm, and on this show, we usually interview badass real estate investing goddesses, so women that are crushing it in the real estate investing space. And today we're doing something a little different. So first of all, I'm doing this live in my Facebook group, which is unusual. And the other thing is I'm not interviewing anyone today. I am just talking. I want to share a little bit about financial freedom and our mission about that here. Today is National Financial Freedom Day. It's July 1st. And when I'm taping this, and financial freedom it's my mission. So my mission is to help 1 million women create financial freedom through real estate investing. But what does it mean? I was talking to a woman wanting to join our investor club yesterday, and I asked her what was financial freedom for her. She had a different definition than what I have. My definition for financial freedom, what I'm hoping to help women achieve, is having enough passive income streams that their working income, so that having enough passive income streams that their passive income equals or exceeds their expenses. So let's say you have, I'll use round numbers, you have $5,000 a month of expenses. Then if you have $5,000 of passive income streams coming in, at that point, that for me would be financial freedom. You no longer have to trade your time for money in order to meet your expenses. Some people will think of that as financial independence, and financial freedom is like really having the money to do whatever you want, whenever you want. It's not just your current lifestyle, not maintaining your current lifestyle, but having the dream life that you want. And I want that for you too. But the first things first, let's get you to that level where you can maintain your current lifestyle without having to work. And then from there, you can build so that your passive income can pay for that, the travels around the world and the private jet, if that's how you want to roll. But for me, it's to have your passive income equal or exceed your expenses. And why that's important to me, there are a few reasons why that's really important. The main reason why I'm so committed to helping women achieve that is because financial freedom does two things. First, it gives you time. It gives you time back. That is the one resource that we all have the same amount of, that is limited to 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And every second we spend, we don't get that back. I realized this hit me so hard when my brother was first diagnosed with cancer, and I was like, oh my God, he could die. And it hit me. It's like, well, of course he's going to die. We're all going to die. Weirdly, that felt reassuring to me. I was like, we're all going to die, but we don't all live. So we only have the time we have. So let's live fully while we're here. So time is this really precious thing, and financial freedom gives you time because you no longer have to trade your time for money. That's what passive income gives you. Your money, your time is divorced from having to get money. So that frees you up. It also frees you from having to think about, okay, what do I have to do to just keep the lights on and the roof over my head and the kids fed and all of that stuff. So, and I find that when women in particular have more time and money, they give back. They give back to their families, they give back to their communities, they give back to the world. There have been a lot of studies that have shown that when you empower women financially, when you empower women economically, you transform communities and you change lives for generations. Empowering one woman helps 3 generations at least. So for me, helping women achieve financial freedom is a shortcut to helping everyone because a woman's going to take care of her kids. She's going to bring her men along. She's going to bring her sisters and her mamas and her aunties and her brothers and her uncles, and she brings everyone along. So helping a woman this way helps everyone, in my opinion. Also, I'm really committed to financially empowering women because I also want to erase the gender wealth gap. For right now, for every dollar of net worth that a single man has in the United States, and when we talk about net worth, that is what you own, your assets, minus what you owe, your liabilities. So you ultimately, there's a lot of focus on income, like how much people get paid for what they do. But true wealth is really about net worth. So there's already a income gap, right? For every dollar that a man makes, a woman only averages about 77 cents. When you look at net worth, that number is far worse. For every dollar that a single man has, a single woman only has 23 cents. Only 23 cents. And that number gets much worse when you factor in race, actually. So if you look at the net worth of a white man, a white woman only has 50 cents. And a Black or Latina woman, I want you to guess. Maybe like put in the chat what you think that is. What do you think a Black or Latina woman's net worth is as compared to a white man? It's going to blow your mind. I remember hearing that. I was like, 10 cents? It's less than a penny. It's less than a penny. For every dollar of net worth that a man has, white man has, a Black or Latina woman has less than a penny. So I'm really committed to changing that, to erasing that gap. Because I know and I believe truly that when women have that financial empowerment, then they will empower others. So, but historically, and the reason that this wealth gap did not just spring up, and I was looking at some facts. I just released a book today, and it's a guide to investing in real estate from $1 to $1 million. Investing strategies for every budget and every goddess. And as part of that book, I put in some facts about what is happening or what historically has happened for women around money. Women invest 40% less than men. Women only have 23 cents to the dollar of net worth that a man has. But this didn't just pop up. It's not that we're lazy. It's not that we're not wanting to invest. For a long time, we couldn't. Did you know that women in many states were not allowed to have their own bank account until 1974. Also that year, the laws were changed so that women were able to, on their own, for the first time in many states, were able to have credit cards on their own, were able to have a mortgage and own property. In many states, they weren't allowed to without the consent of a male relative. Until 1988, a woman couldn't have, until 1988, a woman could not, in many states, could not open a business loan without a signature of a male relative. Until 1981, a husband could take out a second loan. He could mortgage their house without the woman knowing. That his wife, who was also on the property, knowing. So, and I just found this out. Do you know what the origin of Mrs., like in Mr. and Mrs., what the origin of Mrs. is? It's actually Mr. apostrophe S, as in belonging to the Mr. Like she, until 1900, in many places, when a woman got married, she became chattel, the property of her husband. She lost her citizenship, she just became property. And everything that she had, whether it was an inheritance, all her property, everything became his. She became his property, and so did all of her stuff. So there's really historical reasons for this financial inequality. And then I can also talk about why it's so much worse for people of color. In addition to all of those barriers to women having access to credit and access to banking facilities, access to like her own money, and she was paid less than men. And they even until 1974 were able to, if a woman was making $100,000, a man was making, I'm rounding up, but they had the same income. They could count the woman's income up to 50% less. So they both make the same amount, but she would be given half the amount of credit. They would only count half of her income, maybe due to an assumption that she might have babies and stop working or something. I don't know, but they wouldn't even treat their income, they wouldn't treat them equally. Well, there are all of those. And then also, you add on the layer of race, and they're redlining and, all of these race-based barriers to accessing credit and property, being able to buy property, getting mortgages, being able to buy in certain areas. And all of those things have led to these systemic inequities. So right now, it is possible with the right education for a woman to get into real estate. Any woman, right? It is possible for us now. So, but a lot of us don't even know what's possible, right? So a lot of us, our families have not had real estate and property. We don't even know to think about that as a possibility for ourselves. I never thought of that. I never thought of real estate investing as a possibility. It just wasn't something that I did. Anyone in my family didn't do. I mean, we bought our own homes. We did do that, but that was it. I never knew another way. So one of the things that I'm committed to at Real Estate Investor Goddesses is to showing women, inviting women in and saying, hey, this is possible for you. And here's how you do it. Here's how you can get in. And so the book that I wrote, Investing in Real Estate from $1 to $1 million, shares different strategies that you can take to invest regardless of how much you make, because of how much you have. I know there are three main excuses that I hear from women about why they can't invest in real estate now. A lot of them go, I'd love to invest in the future. This is something I'd love to do in the future, because people recognize that there's value in real estate, right? So for millennia, how wealth was created and transferred was through real estate. 90% of millionaires become so through real estate. So people recognize the value of real estate and owning it and being an investor. But they think it's not for them. And the main reason why they think that it's not for them, they're not able to do it, is because they think they need more money, regardless of how much money they have, how much they have sitting in the bank. There's always this like, well, I don't have enough yet. They're not quite sure how much it costs, but there's always this thought like it's obviously a lot more than I have access to. So I wrote my book in large part to answer that question, that excuse. Actually, those three excuses. But that first excuse, I don't have the money. So actually, the title is Investing in Real Estate from $1 to $1 million. But I actually share several strategies that are $0 strategies. They're strategies that don't require any of your own money. Because I want that excuse out of your head. There is a way, there are many ways to invest in real estate. And there are multiple strategies that I share that are $0. And then one that's not a $0, but I know somebody who got into that strategy with $1. So it is possible to invest in $1. And then I share other strategies. It's $100 where you can start. Plus several that are $0, because I want that excuse that I can't get into this game because I don't have the money. I want that out of your head. There is a way to get in. Another excuse that I often hear is I would love to do that, but I'm so busy. And I get that because I'm really busy too. I have 2 businesses, 3 kids, a wife, travel, speak. There's a lot. I get it. But there are ways that you can invest that take virtually no time. So I share quite a few strategies that are passive. I share quite a few strategies that require little to no time. So I want that excuse out of the way as well. And some of those are low cost too. So if you're thinking, well, I don't have time, but I don't have that much money either. So there are strategies that will work for you too. And the last excuse that I hear is, it'd be great to have the money of real estate to be an investor, but I don't want to get a call at like 3 a.m. and deal with tenants or have to evict people or, just dealing with, I call it the 3 T's, tenants, toilets, termites. So a lot of women are like, I don't want to do that. It'd be great to own property, to have passive income, but I don't want the job of being a landlord. I get it. So I share strategies where you can invest, where you don't have to deal with tenants, toilets, and termites. You can invest and you don't have another job. You can be an investor and not make it another side hustle. So you don't have to hustle necessarily to do real estate. There are a lot of different ways to play in the game. And real estate investing is not one size fits all. So I share in this book different strategies that you can use, because I know that every goddess has her own unique things that she's interested in. And what's important, depending on what I look at when I'm helping the goddesses in my program create their plan, is where you are now. What are the resources you currently have, and resources are time, money, relationships, experience, education. What are the resources you have now? And where do you want to be? So where are you now? Where do you want to be? And how do you want to play along the path? And from knowing where you are, where you want to be, and how you might like to play, and we can create a plan for you that makes sense. So this book that I've written, and that's available for free, if you go to reigoddesses.com/free-guide, you can get a sense, 12 strategies that will give you an idea how you can play in this game. It's not comprehensive. There are more than 12 strategies to investing in real estate, but hopefully, they're the main ones are represented there. And you'll see, my hope is you'll see, I can do this. I can do this. And I want you to want to be financially free. So that's my goal. And then getting the book, you'll also be invited to a free training on how to get started in real estate investing, even as a busy professional woman. And that will give you even more knowledge and empowerment towards that goal. So that's all I have for you today. Happy Financial Freedom Day. May we all live financially free. Oh, thank you. And catch you next time. So this is, again, if you want more information, go to reigoddesses.com, as always, to connect with me and our amazing community of real estate investor goddesses. Also, please subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss inspiring educational episodes. And also, please give it love. Love those 5-star reviews. Love you to share it with others. This mission to help 1 million women, I know I can't do that alone. I cannot do that alone. So all I can do is help those in front of me and inspire you to reach behind and help another woman too. So please share this with other people. All right. Have a great week. Subscribe. We'll see you next week for another Real Estate Investor Goddesses podcast. Bye.
You have just listened to another episode of Real Estate Investor Goddesses, a show dedicated to sharing stories of women creating real wealth through real estate. If you found value on what you just heard, feel free to share with your friends. Visit us at reigoddesses.com to learn more about our programs and live events, as well as to access other resources. Until next time.